welcome to the Smoke and Mirrors podcast, your destination for the latest in movie news and reviews. We are your hosts, Rob, Dave, and Triz. So today, we discuss a movie that, before we even knew, was 50 years in the making. The Exorcist Believer is out, and Mass has begun. Will this movie rise up to its name, or will it be damned to hell, made to walk the fiery pit of the bargain bin? But whatever the outcome, don't adjust your television set. You're not seeing two. This one's a screamer! Now let's start the show. Are we living there, big dogs?
You're a good dog.
Yeah. How's it going? Real good, man. Real good. How you going?
Yeah, good. Fucking... This 4-day week feels like it's been a 7-day champion.
Fucking
100%.
tell me about it. The return is always fucking, it's a long climb back to the top.
Fucking oath. There's a struggle streets.
Badly.
But no, I'm good. Fucking get into this synopy there. So yeah, what's up?
Can I get into Cobweb first?
Of course, yeah, let's do it.
Alright, cool. So, this one's directed by Kim Jee-Woon. And yeah, called Cobweb, South Korean film. It's got subtitles in there. Like, if that's a problem for you, get the fuck over it. The 1-inch barrier ain't that high. Non-reading motherfuckers.
No.
The movie is fucking unbelievable. So it's completely satirizing the whole dichotomy of filmmaking. And it takes you through the journey of this guy. So funny enough, his name is also Kim Jee-Woon. He's played by the O from Parasite. And everyone in this movie sort of, like, their character name is their actual name. And the director says that's to immerse them more in the characters. And through the journey, you kind of get, like, the critics, like, basically just destroying this director, who they think is derivative of his predecessor and mentor that sort of showed him the ropes and who also perished in this fire, right? And it also goes into, like, the passion of creation, that path of trying to sort of pursue perfection within film. And along the way, it also captures the fucking frenzy of actually making this film. So what he's trying to do, the plot of the film, he's trying to perfect his film, which is like this genre slasher sort of film, but he's trying to change the ending, and he's given himself 2 days to do that. But in order to do that, he's got to get approval, right? Because this is a period piece as well. It's set in the 70s in South Korea, which means that they had to then look at, well, is this a communist movie? Is it an anti-communist movie? Is it a propaganda movie? And if it doesn't meet their requirements, you're not allowed to film it at all. So he gets the initial rejection and starts filming anyways, because one of the co-chair believes in his vision. They're calling him a fucking genius and whatnot. So they go along with it, and along the way he's fucking wrangling actors, he's trying to get people on point. And everything, while it goes wrong, it also goes right. And the performances in here, fucking beautiful. The set pieces and different bits and pieces that sort of pop up are really, really fucking good. They put this together really well, and it's a comedy as well. So it was different to watching I Saw the Devil, and kind of getting something a little bit more lighthearted. It is like a black comedy, but yeah, the only thing that sort of got me was it is a bit long. And the first hour is all set up, but it does so much that the rest of that time is sort of him putting the film together. And you get a chance to go inside the filmmaking process, because he's in the 70s, he's doing a one-shot, and it's wild because he's in there, he's maneuvering people in the background, but in front of the camera, he's getting these O's to do certain things. He's directing them and whatnot. He's setting live fires. Like it's the craziness of filmmaking. We've heard all these stories before. Apocalypse Now and all these other like wild sort of things that have popped up. But you get to see it here in a really condensed, really compressed sort of vision. And yeah, Kim Jee-Woon fucking kills this.
We get to see a glimpse of it in, like, for real in Apocalypse Now. That scene where they're playing the what's his face? The film crew or whatever it is in Nam, and it's actually Francis Ford. It wasn't supposed to be Francis Ford. That and he's directing the actors in that script, in that scene. That's why he looks at him so weird when he says, just run past it. Yeah.
That's crazy as well, because the director in this also jumps into the movie himself because one of his actors has just got the shits. And then he just gets drunk and he just passes out. But I think that's the throwback to Apocalypse Now, which is pretty cool. But there's also a throwback to Old Boy, because the movie itself has these twists and turns in the middle that just alludes to Old Boy. But then the film itself ends in a way where you sort of you do doubt the director's creativity in it all. Like, is it just this vanity piece that this guy's doing because he's looking to save his reputation? Or is it actually something that he's passionate about and he wants to sort of get out? But absolutely worth checking out. Cobweb is out in theaters now. Also not to be confused with Anthony Starrer Cobweb, which is also showing on Stan. Yeah, nice. Go check it out. Now let's get into Exorcist.
Nice. Alrighty. So with synopsis for this, so two families are pit against both a new and existing threat, as well as the reintroduction of old members of this family reuniting for the battle of a lifetime once again. So the new cast for this film is Leslie Odom Jr. as Victor Fielding, who is the father of Lydia Jewett, who plays Angela. We also have Olivia O'Neill as Catherine, and Ann Dowd and Jennifer Nettles. They didn't have a cast name, but they are in the film. They're very important in this film as well. We have Raphael Sabaj as the pastor of the church for Catherine's church. We have Danny McCarthy as Stuart, who was the next door neighbor. E.J. Bonnier as Father Maddox from the church, and as well as that, Ellen Burstyn reprising her role of Chris McNeil too.
Very good.
It's funny when I saw that pastor, because all I thought was, it's Dalton. Can you send somebody up here, please? That O from Austin Powers. He's the tour guide.
Oh, shit.
He was too.
Yeah. All right. So the technical breakdown. The movie runs 2 hours and 1 minute. It's shot at a 1.85 by 1 aspect ratio. They used ARRI, Alexa LF, and Cooke F7i full frame plus movie cam lenses for this. So there's only been 3 movies since it's used that exact setup. So it's The Perfection, which is a Netflix movie, The Tragedy of Macbeth, which looks
It's that black and white, baby. That black and white.
Next level. It's black and white and almost looks color. And Empire of Light.
Big baby.
Yeah, it's my man's. It looks like it was a Codex negative format, so it looks like they actually shot on film for this, which is great. They used ARRI RAW 4.5K and 3.8K source format, so it looks like we might get a 4K digital intermediate. I'm hoping we do.
Yeah.
And it was printed on film by DCP Digital Cinema Package.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man.
David Gordon Green shot all of the Halloween films on film.
It's weird because it looks so digital.
It does, yeah. But this kept the grain structure intact throughout the whole movie.
Mm.
It did feel a little bit dated in a good way.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All good. Mind you, just quickly, while I was like writing up everything for my notes for this movie, I'm like writing it, and I just like this cold breeze hit me, and I was like,
Close this fucking window.
not today, Pazuzu. Not today.
All right. The question every audience member wants to know: is this movie worth the price of admission?
I think so. I had a great time. I thought it was worth the price of admission. There was 2 hours. It was good. It didn't feel boring. It moved at a pace. There was what's his face? It moved with a purpose, basically. The whole story. It didn't get sort of stuck on one little thing and all this other nonsense. I think
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same for me. Like, as soon as I finished watching this movie, I thought, yep, definitely worth the ticket, and it's worth another ticket to rewatch this movie at the cinemas as well. Because it was
Damn.
like, it was very much worth it for me. I really enjoyed this movie.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I really, really like this movie. Not only does it work just as a standalone, which I think was the the hardest thing to do. It needs to exist as a piece of The Exorcist, but also as its own thing. And I think it does that while also honoring the original. And the movie looks great. It feels good. It doesn't feel so out of place like parts of the Halloween reboot films did.
They just reinvented a whole story with that. You know what I mean?
Well, they went off the track completely in that Halloween Kills, and it followed a path where I didn't think it was sort of conducive to really showcasing Michael as the villain. Whereas this, it really does focus on that's my child in there somewhere, and like if it was anyone else, I'd be running the other fucking way. But I'm here, and I've got to sort of find that, and I feel like through the journey of the film, you sort of find why they called it The Exorcist Believer. And like the performances are great. You appreciate, I think, some of the path that's sort of gone before from the earlier movie. It doesn't at all sort of recognize the sequels.
No.
Or Dominion or the beginning. So, like Schrader and Harlan, fuck them. It's very much following that Halloween sort of vibe.
Yeah. The only thing that worried...
But, sorry, just to finish off, but in order for David Gordon Green, because he's great at doing these first movies, he's got to stick the landing on Deceiver and, I don't know, Achiever. Believer.
I'm a believer.
Receiver. I don't know. Whatever that third movie's called.
Communion.
Deceiver?
Yeah, Deceiver's the second. What did you say?
No, isn't the second one. What did you say the second one is?
Deceiver.
Deceiver. I said conceiver.
So
then we do the Constantine, where if you bring a devil through and you can give birth to it, yeah, just go full Rosaries, baby.
Full final conflict.
Yeah,
mate,
we got it done.
Nice.
And then Damien born. Yeah, and then Damien born, and then we spawn the remake of the what's his face?
Mate,
the Omen
Cinematic Universe. Here we go.
Fuck. Can you imagine if David Gordon Green does it, but as a retelling? So they just get Sam Neill back from 3, and it's just him remembering everything that he did?
Fuck it, oh. He just goes into his biography.
Don't do that to me again, you can't.
Fuck, I love that book. What were you going to say there, Bado? I cut you
No.
off, sorry.
No, not at all. Fucking exactly what you were going to say. He needs to stick the landing because he's kind of. Otherwise, he's going to build a name for himself that he's good at the first movie, but never the second and third.
Fuck yeah.
I don't like it that they set out to make a franchise with this.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I like just
Me
give me
neither.
one. Give me one.
Yeah, but I think that's also where the imperfections come into this film. Is that it's not exactly a complete film. It's its own thing, but it's not the complete tale. There's so many questions that they just leave unanswered, and I was just like, just fucking tell me.
Well, that's all fine and dandy, fellas, but somebody get me out of this fucking chair.
I love that, Chief.
Fuck yeah.
All right. I just want to get into some spoilers.
All
right. If you are not intending to be spoiled for The Exorcist believer, step out now. Now is your chance. Get out nice and clean. Neil
Just needs
Macaulay.
to flash to what's his face, Pazuzu, real quick.
Fucking hell. And then I shit my pants. Yeah, Neil Macaulay, stay on the path unless you're a dirty-o. Then you got to veer. You got to veer right now. You got to go get fucking Wayne Grow.
You had to take out Wayne Grove. You had to. Couldn't let that animal just be out there any longer.
Badly. Man, you see real instances of that now. You know Goggins, right? He ran this marathon, but then he got something was up and his feet were swelling, but it was cutting on his socks and his shoes. And he kept running for a further 20 miles or something like that. And then he tapped out because he got lost. So he ran 20 miles, then doubled back and ran another 20. And then got back on the path. But he tapped out of the race because he just he couldn't finish it in time. Went to sleep. Woke up at 3 a.m. and fucking went back to the track to finish it.
My man. This man is a smoke jumper.
Yeah, he's crazy. And after those fucking 72-hour fucking hauls, he comes back and gets it in.
Who was Joe talking? Joe's talking to Eddie Bravo. And he goes, look at this video. Look at this video that this fucking savage just sent me. And he puts the video up. And it's because he's a smoke jumper. He doesn't get paid for it. He does it just to do it. Fucking volunteers. But doesn't get paid nothing, right? And he's like, look at this. Look at these fucking... He's like, Joe, I thought you'd like to see this. Look at the size of these fucking these bear tracks that we're seeing. And it's like burnt ground, right? And Goggins is standing on the ground. Goggins weighs what? 160, 170. Yeah?
Yeah.
The imprints are into that fucking burnt ground, and you can clearly see the claw and the paw and everything is bigger than his shoe.
Fuck that.
And you just see it trailing off into the woods.
As long as that bear got out.
Fuck.
Those things are beautiful.
Oh, just recently they just killed 2 people out in bloody Canada. But they was fucking around.
Yeah, if you're fucking around and you know bears are out there, mate, you're kind of inviting that shit in. It's like this movie. Let's get back to it. That was the detour. You clearly had enough time now. All right. Let's get into it. What worked for you? Kick us off there, Bado.
So for me, it was having the same demon possess both girls and creating that hive mind conscience between them as well. Because this can go very fucking south. We've seen a lot of examples of this. I can't pull any from mine, but I know there are a few where it could have just gone really, really wrong. But it worked out so well because they were both individual but together at the same time, which I thought was really good.
I love the mixture of the different faiths, right? You've got different faiths and different rituals that they're using all in tandem to try and get this shit done. You know what I mean? So you got like the what's his face, and more the African style, which everything's based on African faith when you think about it. More African style faith, and then you've got like the weirder. I wouldn't say weirder, but like the more, what are they?
Pentecostal?
Yeah, Pentecostal sort of church, and then you have the proper Catholic church that comes through as like that old school guy that, like, don't forget about old.
Yeah, have a few beers on the Saturday, go to church on the Sunday, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that they had to use all three. Couldn't just be the one this time.
Yeah.
'Cause what happens? What happens if they don't believe in Catholicism? I don't want to get into Blade 3 territory, but still, like,
Mate, saffron?
yeah, that was in the director's cut only. They cut that for a reason.
Obviously, Goya thought it brought value to the film.
God.
For me, it was like they did this really, really cool thing where they limited the scares. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of going, like, it's not that scary. This film isn't that scary. But look, Exorcist itself is more of like a family drama. When you think about it, that's the core of the film. It isn't like, yeah, there's jump scares and stuff peppered in, as with this film, and then it sort of crescendos in the actual exorcism. I like that they said, well, can you imagine being in this situation? That'd be fucking horrific enough.
Yeah.
Why would I need to sort of add more horror on top of that and just sort of milk it for what it's worth? Where, like, this, I thought had a really, really good balance that actually made it a sort of a drama, like a family drama. I thought that's what really, really worked for me. And then tying in with like Victor and Angela's relationship into that, which was basically the crux of the film, and sort of, yeah, that's where the believer aspect comes in. As well.
I think it's also just that, like, some people have to keep in mind that even though we are watching a movie about demons and religion, like, it's not just that kind of horror that you do face in this movie. Like, there's PTSD, everything incorporated in here. So there's different kinds of horror just like peppered throughout the film.
Yeah. And also grief and sort of connection as well.
Yeah.
Like not knowing what your kids are up to, like their activities once they leave school.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I going to say there? Damn.
I was going to say, like, people forget that The Exorcist is not, like, it only turns into that story towards the end. Yeah. Like, people forget that, hey, we're going through testing and mental testing and all that sort of stuff, and we're checking hormone levels and all that sort of stuff first to see, hey, maybe this is just, like, how do we know that originally it just wasn't a story about, like, a girl that was just hitting puberty and just hormonal imbalance, and that's how we would see it now. Is it ODD or something like that? Like, yeah.
All right. What didn't work for you, Oz?
For me, it was that they introduced Ellen Burstyn and then benched her so quickly into this movie. I was expecting a little more time with her. From when she was introduced to the end of the movie, and I feel like it was kind of just a cop out that it's like, hey, I'm here, and now I'm gone. I was half expecting, like, yeah, she's gonna get her eyes taken out, but then she's gonna come back, because for me it felt like she was compelled to be there because she didn't want the same thing that happened to Reagan happen to anyone else.
Yeah, I understand that, especially with how the relationship sort of ends. But I thought her arc was she was there to sort of work on the relationship between father and daughter.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's what kind of prompts him to think back to his wife's last words, where she was like, "Protect her."
Mm.
And then he's all in. Victor's all in from that point. But it also, I don't know, maybe it's a longer arc that'll play out in Deceiver, but then that also prompts Regan to come back into the fold.
Yeah.
Because now
Yeah.
her mother needs her. I also like she talked about the patriarchy, but like it's a priesthood that has worked on exorcism for hundreds of years.
Mm.
Like they're not gonna let some tourist in and do the fucking ritual, bitch. Damn.
You know what's crazy is that there probably are nuns out there, because nuns get ordained as well, much like a priest, that are able to do exorcisms and all that sort of stuff. It's just you dumb bitches don't want to write a fantasy story about it. You realize that this is a fantasy story that William Peter Blatty fucking made up. You can do the exact same thing.
They did. The Nun 2 was exactly that.
Dumb shit. There was also a lot of white people bad, black people good in this movie as well.
Was there?
Yeah. Yeah, there was. You didn't think the way that they portrayed the white family was completely different to the way that they portrayed the black family? Yeah.
I
They did
don't
that
know
shit.
about the portrayal, but that those interactions between them,
Yeah.
that was wild.
Would that happen?
In a traumatic situation like
2023,
that,
would that happen? In a big town? Because they're in a big town. We're not talking about a tiny town. We're in a big town.
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
But I think in a traumatic situation like that, you don't know how people are going to act.
Yeah.
Like you'd get people going, "Fuck you, you know something." My daughter was with your daughter. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's just that Victor had the good sense to be like, "Let's fucking keep calm over here and don't press me."
Yeah. I know you don't know me, but one thing you do know about me is how much I love my daughter.
Yeah.
But there,
I don't
right
know.
there, he basically said that father didn't love his fucking daughter.
I think like what he was trying to direct that O2 was just like, I'm trying to do this in the best interest of my daughter, as opposed to like, I'm not trying to get into this shit with you.
Yeah.
I did like that they were smart enough to include that interaction with the black school friend that was like, nah, I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going into the woods. Why are you doing this sort of shit? I mean, yeah, we couldn't hear it, but that's basically what she was saying.
I'm telling you, and it's science that 99.9% of people of color not going into the woods and fucking with that god.
Fucking oath.
We get told too many fucking stories when we're younger. We weren't
That's
even
right.
allowed to have the movie in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you
Badly.
can't have that movie in the house. It brings bad spirits, mate. It's
Yeah.
a movie.
Don't open bottles because the spirits hang around the mouth of the bottle. I was just like, you know how many times I've capped my bottle afterwards? That's the reason why I keep
I
the bottle
still
cap.
cap my bottle.
I don't
still
fuck
do
around
that
with
shit.
that.
Like, we know. They tell us from like 3 or something. Or
Yeah.
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 This
And
is
it
how
always
it
starts
is. Yeah.
Fuck no. What didn't work for me? I thought the ritual at the end sort of it didn't lead to like this actual resolution. Where the fuck did Catherine go?
Hmm.
That's like what happened to her?
She's the deceiver.
But like, did she live? Did she die?
She's the deceiver.
So, I think for me, from what I understood, was that when they're like, you have to choose, that was the lie. It wasn't to choose to save, it was to who to choose to go. To be
As
like,
in to-
for their soul to be damned.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, so that, like, because when you said the sequel is called Deceiver, I was like, well, that makes sense. Because they were, in my understanding, they were deceived into making that choice.
Yeah. Because that motherfucker sounded like Vecna. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't even know what demon he was. So maybe that's like when you say deceiver, maybe that's what they're gonna do in the second one is like focus on finding out who the fuck that was.
Yeah. And I think the other part of this was that because it wasn't ordained by the church, that's why this ritual was very, like, fucking just cut and dry. Like, it was just all over the fucking place. And you had people in there who weren't really ready for this shit, and they were kind of just there because they're like, fuck, well, where else am I going to be? I kind of have to be here. And they didn't know what side of the fence they were on.
Yeah.
Telling you, they need to get what's his face in that O's son, Karras' son in real life. What's his name? Jason Patrick in.
Mate.
Yeah.
Just
Karras
as another
had, like, an
priest.
illegitimate son or something.
Mate, with a nun.
Yeah.
With that nun that's in here.
Oh shit! No.
Can you imagine?
She got the big
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
aborts. You know what I mean? Can I just tell you as quickly that if I was under that exact same choice that Victor's under, I would do the exact same thing.
Choose a wife?
That was a wild choice.
Choose my wife.
Yeah.
We can always have another baby. I choose my wife.
Yeah, I understand that, and that's where I kind of go a lot of times. And with Jules, we always have the conversation, and it starts early, and it's not a nice conversation, and it's one where I'm sort of like, well, fuck, where does that leave me? You know what I mean? Because I will always like pick Jules.
Yeah.
But Jules is like, nah, you can't. You will pick the baby. You know, like,
it's weird, eh? It's weird that that's ingrained, like, or just genetically. No. We saved the wife straight away. Just genetic.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Along the journey, especially for a woman, and this is coming from Jules, not from me. I'm not speaking on behalf of a woman's journey. All right, just get my ass.
Pause.
Just find out Sarah from fucking Spotify. Still got bear smoke for you, man.
But along the journey, the bonding doesn't happen when baby's born, but when you first conceive. And in that moment, it's not, what's baby going to look like or whatnot. It's what's going to happen years down the track, the things that you're going to do years down the track. And it's like you've preordained and thought out the first 10, 20 years already. That's I understand it from Jules's point of view that like this is a life that's already lived.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be like that scene in Minority Report where she's telling them. Yeah. Fuck, that breaks me every time I see it.
Gets me, mate.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How dare they?
It shouldn't.
Nah.
But it does.
Yeah. Especially with a loss like that.
Yeah.
Put on that in AI. It's got bags underneath.
Oh man, you're just gonna see hoses come out my tear ducts.
Badly.
But yeah, no, like I was speaking to B about it like after, and I told her that I was like, I'm picking you. If we like, not if, but as in like, God forbid. And she was like, I can see why you would choose it. And she was like, well, if, which it never will. We'll get to it when it gets to it.
Yeah.
But fuck, it's a hard choice, like, because for me, when I think about that choice, I'm thinking about I'm gonna lose my best friend forever, and I'm gonna be lonely. So it's fucking tough, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't know if that element of the story sounds like it will, but if that plays into this bigger picture, because if Chris McNeil was there, like if it created opportunities to bring her there, then it's built off of Angela's birth,
Yes.
because he tried to save the wife,
Yeah.
and it still turned out that like they couldn't, and the baby was, well, Angela.
Yeah.
But Angela had the. I honestly also think that Angela survived because of the blessing from the start.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So I think it, I'm rubber, and it just bounced off her and went, you know what I mean, to Catherine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the blessing that she already had.
Yeah.
I'd be so glad that I wasn't in that room when she received that blessing, because I would have ruined the whole fucking thing by pissing myself laughing, seeing someone blow water on someone's feet like that.
Get Triple H in there.
Are we fighting, my guy?
I would have pissed myself laughing. I would have had to walk out. Like, that would have been a cold couch to sleep on that night.
I just would have walked out and just laughed real loud in the hallway.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
What about you there, Bato? What didn't work for you?
Me? I told you I was.
The white
That's
good,
right.
black bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was there? There wasn't much else in there. I do think it could be a little shorter. Yeah. I think the whole him coming just entering Burston's house like that was wild. And he should have gone to prison for that shit.
But they do that to him as well. I was like, this is fucking wild.
We spoke about that. I'm pulling out the blammer if someone's like just in my house.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
first
not
kitchen
going down.
knives.
I don't care if the neighbor lets you in. The neighbor's getting it too. You know what I mean?
Just moved.
It's exclusively having that conversation of there's no 3-second rule. Everyone's getting a shot to the left.
Yeah. Shot to the leg. I'd be lucky.
I missed.
Yeah.
Oh man, what I thought was lacking in the film was a concrete sort of relationship between Catherine and Angela. They didn't build that up enough for it to sort of like, why are they tethered? Why are they tied?
Yeah.
Like they didn't show them socializing. They didn't show them doing anything except for, hey, I'm going to the woods, and then them walking off, and then they're tied from then on. But it would have been nice to have seen them sort of socializing and doing stuff before, even if it was like after school and following them, because in the original Exorcist there's lots of Reagan and Chris
And
sort of socializing.
Lots of what's his face as well. Lots of her actually contacting demons.
Yeah. I
The-
think
the other thing that I was thinking about is, you know how she says there was no one there? Like, we contacted her, we opened up the portal, but there was no one there. Had that bitch brought one through already, Catherine?
Yeah, I've no idea. Yeah.
Because it looks like she had done it before, right? And if no one's there, that means they were already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it could be a very talk to me moment where it's just like, oh, we've tried this before. Nothing really happens. But
where it's different demons that have passed through, like that have possessed them while they were doing the seance, and then have passed out, sort of left them.
yeah. But when she says that no one was there, we do get a glimpse of someone holding that candle, and it looks like a demon holding that candle. So I don't know if she was just lying to Victor at that scene.
I think that's the thing that gets me in this movie, is that you don't get all those answers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the trick when doing a trilogy, is that what do you leave? And then is that enough to sort of to keep this movie whole, and then the rest of the trilogy sort of still give it some ideas or whatnot?
Yeah.
I just don't get it, man. I don't get why they wouldn't end to end make this movie. That's what the first one was. It's a start, middle, and an end, man.
Yeah.
There's no loose ends. There's nothing. William Peter Blatty had to go and literally make something else up.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it annoys me that they've just greenlit a whole trilogy, like you said, Dave, because for me, if it was... Maybe David Gordon Green just had so many ideas for this movie, and they were like, you know what, this is a lot. We're just going to give you a trilogy.
Let's do them all.
Whereas it could have just been like, well, choose your strongest points, and then if this movie does well, you can do your sequel after that. Not 3 movies. We'll give you a sequel if it's that good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And here's the fucking kicker. David Gordon Green doesn't even think he's going to stick around for the trilogy. So he's got to make a decision by the end of this year whether he actually wants to stick around and do the other one, because if they haven't replaced the filmmaker by the end of this year, the production cycle is fucked.
Yeah.
So I think he's waiting for box office, to be honest. I think he's telling himself a little story there. I think he's waiting for box office. The control and whatnot that he has over there at Blumhouse right now is amazing. They'd literally give him anything. What's his face? It's tracking for a $30 to $40 million opening. The budget for the film can't be that much.
It's not 30 million.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you know, the trilogy as a whole is $400 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I remember Blumhouse saying this has been their biggest risk to date with a film.
Blumhouse, and they just made all that. Did they do Saw as well or not?
No.
Dang.
No. Lionsgate.
It's all Lionsgate, baby.
I guess we'll see. Like, fuck. I'm hoping the best, if I'm being honest, because I do want to see more of what we got here. Because this worked out really fucking well. Also, I was thinking about, like, you know, how to really prove a friendship in a movie is fucking hard. But I guess, like, one of the easiest ways is having something akin to, like, the Burn Book from Mean Girls, or having something that's shared between the two of them that you can show on scene for at least a couple seconds to establish that, okay, they've had an ongoing long relationship as friends. Because seeing her hug Angela in the car and then just going to the woods is kind of shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could have shown seances before that, just like the first Exorcist movie did.
Yeah. For sure.
Captain Howdy.
Yeah. Alright. What was the moment in the movie that you guys realized, fuck, this is actually alright, or fucking, this is dog shit?
So, for me, it was when Angela was recalling the possession, or at least what the events were during that time, although she couldn't remember it. And it was having those quick cuts of seeing all that shit, like, on the other side from what it looks like, almost like she's recalling someone else's memories. And she's looking at something else. I was like, fuck, I'm really getting into this. Because it made me feel scared, but I was also really intrigued. Like, you can't look away.
Yeah. But also very true to the look of the possessed in Exorcist movies.
Yeah.
For me, it was from the start, man. When I saw those dogs fighting, and they did the throwback to the original Exorcist, and then I saw that they were in Haiti. I was like, oh shit, it really is going to be different. So it won't be. I was hoping, to see more of those Haiti sort of rituals and everything. That's weirdly, it's like a mixture of African religion and Christianity, so it sort of makes sense. And then being able to see like that, all that sort of stuff, I was like, all right, cool. I was just invested now.
Yeah.
And weirdly, no voodoo in Jamaica.
That's all made up.
Yeah.
They're all basically Christians over there, right?
Yeah.
It's
Or they
weird,
have-
or the Rasta, because the Rasta is
Yeah.
the African and Christian mix.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. So all the movies based in Jamaica. So fucking full
Not
of
for
shit.
death, damn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
For me, the moment where I was like, fuck, this is an actual movie
Hmm.
was when when she's hiding from Victor.
Hmm.
And he's like, I'm not playing all these games or whatnot.
Hmm.
And then you just see him creep around. It's like, all right. So he's not just going to be like the father, one-layered sort of character. They're actually going to sort of build this relationship. I was like, fuck. If you're starting here, where I'm liking these two characters, and then you're going to fuck it up, I'm in.
I'll take that ride.
Badly.
Could you abide it? Unovich, could you abide it?
All right. I was got anything else? Any other tea? Whatnot?
No. I had watched that breakdown of the Exorcist trailer with David Gordon Green. I'd never ever seen what this guy looked like. I thought he was like a ranger or something.
Sounds like it could be a ranger, actually.
Yeah.
A name.
Big team.
Yeah, it's the what's his face, because he's got two first names as well.
Yeah. But when he was breaking down this movie, it seemed like he was very passionate about it. He does like touch on a lot of the subject like matter when he's going through it as he explains it, and it definitely sounds like he's got smoke for that second movie. But I'm not going to put money on it if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
but yeah, I thought that
I
was
hope the
pretty
second
cool.
movie delivers.
Yeah,
Really, really hope the second movie delivers and it plays like an expansion of the story.
yeah,
I think that's really what's going to make these movies shine, is if each installment builds on itself instead of going like, now we're forgetting elements here, like we did with the Star Wars trilogy and all that shit, and we're not even going to address that. That'll really cuck me out.
Well,
Yeah.
what if it turns into an army of the darkness and the possessed becomes the leader and they have a cult surrounding them?
Fucking hell, I'm walking out of that cinema.
Evil dies tonight.
If they mention Evil Dies the Fuck Tonight, I'm out of the cinema. There's a whole bunch of rules there. If a kid gets pushed down the staircase at the start of the movie or the third one, I'm out of there.
Oh man, that kid gets clubbed.
Oh, bro.
They really just beat Michael, though, in the streets.
Yeah, that was a bit wild.
They just
Really
couldn't-
went medieval.
Yeah. Makeshift weapons. All that shit. What's wrong with these people?
They were preparing. That's premeditated, mate.
Yeah. You going to jail.
Yeah.
Even though you killed, the serial killer, you go to jail. You planned it.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah. They even had the fucking group chat.
Jesus, they
That
did
day
too.
we talked about,
Yeah.
it's here.
Imagine some guy just wrote "lol mob justice."
I know, lol. Hashtag mob justice.
Storm the Capitol after this.
Badly. All of them. Was it Haddonfield? You know, all of
Yeah.
Haddonfield was out there. Full force.
100%. Them gifts is getting thrown in that group chat, and then there's going to be message unsent. Lol, sorry, wrong chat.
Fucking badly. All right. That is a wrap on our reviews tonight. We'll be back on Sunday talking Ahsoka. Finally. Got more Gen V. The finale for the Continental.
Oh, wow, it is too.
It is, yeah. I still got to catch up. I'll get there. There's also... What else is there? There's something else. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
There's a new anime release. Under Ninja came out.
Oh, Under Ninja. Yes.
Where is this
Another
on?
to add.
Crunchyroll? Yeah, Crunchyroll. And Loki.
Loki.
Yes, it comes back.
Fuck.
That's
Loki
Friday,
this...
yeah?
Yeah.
That's all Friday, I think.
It's fucking Loki this week, and then House of Usher next week.
Wait. House of Usher next week. There's Amazon Horror coming out.
Didn't you that same week of House of Usher is Goosebumps, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Din-din-din-din-din. Fuckers is excited.
And then it's fucking Flower Moon the week after.
Mate.
Bear Smoke.
And then this year, it's finished.
Yeah.
Pretty much done. Yeah.
2 months, fellas. 2 months.
Yep. And then it's Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, and we out.
Yeah.
Just dip. See you
Yeah.
next year.
Godzilla this year, though. About a month and 2 weeks from now is Monarch.
Mate.
It's a good couple of months.
It really is. They saved all the smoke for the back end of the year.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Straight West Coast. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Follow us on all social media: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, YouTube. Give us a like if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe to our channel. Gets us into more spaces. Gets that content. Brings it back to you. And yeah, love yourself. Love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your ass.